Hey guys, it's Melinda with Bean Hoppers Coffee, and we live in California, and we are currently on home lockdown because of the COVID-19 virus. So, like you, we are trying to find things to make our lives more interesting. So, I thought I would give you some fun tips on how to brew better coffee because now you don't have to make your commute in the morning, or you may not be making a commute in the morning like a lot of us, and you might even be in your pajamas still at 4 p.m. like a lot of us. Don't feel bad. So I wanted to teach you how to brew with the pour over method, but I want to make a little twist on it and give you some options because we've seen pour over units, and everyone wants it very specific, and everyone wants to tell you you have to do certain things, but you don't. And so let's make it a little bit fun. Let's throw some things in there and make your coffee morning, your morning coffee routine just a little more interesting and fun, something you can try while you have the time at home right now. And maybe you'll get used to this great brewing method and just love it. So when you do go back to work, which we really do hope kind of sort of that it's soon, but we're all in this together, guys. And so let's make the best of it and let's try to do some great coffee. So I'm gonna brew today my rainy day blend because I love this blend because it's got some a nice balance to it. I like things with lots of balance, so it's got a little acidity and it's got some depth and body and lots of character, so it's a little complex, which kind of like me, a little complex. I like that. So I'm gonna start off with giving you a couple options. I've ground 33 grams of coffee because I'm going to brew 18 ounces of water in my brew. Okay, so I'm using my little ratio card that we created at Bean Hoppers to figure out how much coffee you can use. Now, you don't have to just use the scale. I happen to have a cool grinder that tells me how many grams my coffee weighs so that I know exactly how much to use, so I don't have to use scoops anymore. And I was definitely a scooper before. Many people are, and it's okay. Even if you're gonna do pour over, all right? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Maybe it's not the most perfect thing in the world, but if it's your way, it's your way. So great, right? So I'm using 33 grams, which in scoops is 2 tablespoon scoops. So each 2 tablespoon scoop usually holds 11 grams of coffee. So you can, one thing to make your morning coffee more fun and interesting is getting cute little scoops like this one. I love it. And you have to get cute cups like my Perpetual cup, and it will make your morning happier. Because when you drink out of something that makes you happy, it makes you feel better, right? I know it makes me feel better. So we all want to feel better right now. Believe me. Okay, so my 33 grams or 3 tablespoon scoops, I put it in my little basket. Now, I'm using the Bodum Santos pour over unit, which I love. I like it better than any of the paper filters I've used. I've used the Chemex filters, the white and the brown and everything. And I've used the Hario V60 with the white and the brown and with washing the filters and everything. There really is nothing that compares with the mesh filter, in my opinion. Everybody's different. A lot of people prefer the paper filters, but I don't think I get the depth and flavor of my coffee when I use the paper filter. So, got me 33 grams, mesh filter, Bodum pour over, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, I have a scale that I'm using, so you can weigh out the number of ounces of water, or grams if you like it by grams, that's fine too. And I'm going to pour over 18 ounces of hot water around 205 degrees. And if you don't have a fancy water boiler that tells you how hot your coffee is, that's fine. I have a tip for you too. So let me grab the hot water and I'll tell you what it is. While my water's boiling, I do need to tell you something important though. The most important thing about pour over coffee, aside from having fresh coffee and proper grind, it's really important that you time it so you get it just how you like it every time. Okay, so my water's at boiling and I'm going to let it sit here for around 30 seconds or so, because you don't really always want to pour boiling water over your coffee because it could tend to draw out the bitterness. Now, if you don't have a scale and you don't have a kettle that measures the amount of water, you just measure it before you put it in the kettle. You don't need a fancy gooseneck kettle. You don't need anything fancy. You could even do it in a pot on the stove, but it's going to be a lot harder to get it agitated properly in the pour over. But I would recommend a hot water boiler kettle though. I just bought this gooseneck cute one because I like it. So, but I do like using it. So you measure the water in something that has measures on it before you put it in the kettle so you know how much water you're using. So 30 seconds, I'm gonna make sure it's on ounces. And as I pour the water over the coffee grounds, I'm going to hit my timer because I'm going to pour maybe, I don't know, 3 ounces or so of water over the coffee grounds. I got almost 4 ounces. That's okay. And I'm going to wait about 30 seconds. That's called bloom time. Now, what that does is gets the gases out of the coffee instead of continuing to pour coffee over the gases and it gets trapped inside the brew. And so it's supposed to help your coffee flavor. So about 30 seconds, and then I continue to pour slowly. Now this is the tricky part about pour over coffee. Pour over coffee does require you to pour the water over rather slowly because you want 18 ounces will usually take me about 3 to 3.5 minutes. Now, I kind of watch my scale because I have a scale, but you don't have to, as long as you know how your kettle feels and how much it kind of weighs, if there's, if there's water still left in it. So I only want to pour over about 18 ounces, but I'm going to do it real slow. Sometimes I'll do it a little bit higher to agitate the coffee. And then you want to pour in one of the greatest things about the mesh filters is you don't have to worry about getting it onto the sides of the coffee grounds. You can pour it all around the coffee grounds. And the trick for me has always been with getting the grind right and making sure I finish pouring the water over the coffee grounds at the right time. So if I want it to take around 3 to 3.5 minutes, I want to be finished pouring my 18 ounces of coffee between 2 and 2.5 minutes, which is right about now. I'm at 16 and I'm at 17. And I'm just swirling it around. You see I'm always moving the kettle. About 18. It's okay if you're a little tiny bit over. It's not going to be the end of the world. But you want to get as close to that number as you can if you're using a scale. But if you only have a certain amount of water in the kettle because you measured it ahead of time, then it's kind of a no-brainer. You're just going to pour it over around like 2.5 minutes. When I brew like 24 ounces, I make sure I poured it all over at 3 minutes. And so I'll let that drain. One fun thing you can do while you're experimenting with your coffee is you can add things to your coffee to make it taste, to spice it up a little bit. One yummy thing that I found is these chai spices. It's delicious. And, so you wanna use, oh my gosh, that smells so good. You only want to use like a tiny bit, like a quarter of a teaspoon though. Just a tiny bit of chai spices, and you would mix it in your coffee, your grounds. As you pour the water over it, those chai spices get into your brew. And for me, when I use the chai spices, I actually never put cream and sugar in my coffee because I love black coffee. Okay, it's 3.4, about 3.5 minutes there. And it's pretty much done. Another reason I like the mesh filter is because it is permanent and you don't have to keep buying filters. And all you have to do is dump it out in the sink. So as I was saying, my chai spices, I never put creamer and sugar in my coffee, but when I do something like this, like the spices, I love adding a little cream and sugar to it because it just makes it like a dessert. Fun tip for stay-at-home people right now. And another fun tip, when you have your cute little mug, and you have your lovely cup of coffee, grab some dark chocolate, really dark chocolate, and I mean dark. This is 85%. Dang, that's dark. And then take a sip of your coffee. It's hot. But oh my God. Seriously, that makes life 100% better right now. You have to have dark chocolate with your delicious coffee. And make sure that it's specialty coffee though. We roast our coffee every other Monday right now. However, it might interest you to know that Bean Hoppers is doing a COVID-19 relief, I guess, if you will. We're trying to give back to the community during this time of need. And so we want you to be able to stock up on the best coffee you've ever had in your life. And that, of course, would be Bean Hoppers, right? So we're offering wholesale prices. And I'm not kidding, wholesale prices on 5-pound bags of coffee. We've never done this before. We'll probably never do it again. We're opening that up to the public. And we're not making money on it, but it doesn't matter because we really want to give back to the community and our coffee lovers friend. I'm gonna leave a link below the video just so you have it. If you'd like to try it, if you have any questions, please let me know. And you guys have fun on your coffee quest during your stay-at-home stint. Make better coffee, take this opportunity, love on your family, and enjoy. And we will see you soon. And let me know if you liked this video. Please like and subscribe to my station. And if you liked it, leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. I love hearing from you. Really, I love it. I'll see you guys later.